Aquaba viewers to today's episode of Load Shedding, the show that focuses on current affairs pertaining to Africa. In this episode we shall be looking at a must-watch. My name is Kees. Today's must-watch brings us to Abidjan Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is set in West Africa, and of course it is known as, one of the things that it's known for right now is being the current champions of the Africa Cup of Nations, which is going on right now. Now, Ivory Coast is growing at a 10% rate per annum, and according to the International Monetary Fund, it's on track to becoming the fastest growing economy in Africa of this year. Vangsy Goma is originally from Congo, grew up or was brought up in the US and in Europe, eventually got married to an Ivorian woman, and this path led him to Ivory Coast, where he set up Africab in 2016. Now, I know that generalization is usually a bad thing, but let's be honest. The traffic and the cars, the deplorable state of the roads is the same in most African countries. You know, the traffic is crazy, there's potholes in quite a few roads, the buses and the cars, the old taxis, they're never driving in a straight line because, well, not only are they skipping or trying to avoid potholes, they're also driving sideways because the bearings are just broken, you know, the springs of the car. There's sometimes crazy animals just crossing the road, or people crossing the road without looking. Nobody abides by the highway code. When there's a huge traffic, some people try to really overtake other cars on the emergency lanes. Just utter chaos. Utter chaos. And in chaos, one sees opportunity, which is exactly what Vangsy Goma saw. He saw these 20-year-old, mostly 20-year-old taxis driving around without any air conditioning, and finding it quite hard to move from A to B. He decided there must be something that can be done. Encouraged by the growing economy in Ivory Coast as well, along with a growing middle class that comes along with it, he decided that the time was ripe to start a company, or a proper taxi company. Now, most people will immediately think of Uber, but this company is not set up the same way. The company was launched in February of 2016 with 1 billion CFA francs, which roughly is about 1.5 million USD or 1.6 million euros, of which the bank loaned money to the company worth 800,000 euros, which just goes to show that there was a lot of confidence, or there is a lot of confidence in this product. Now, the difference with Uber is that Africab owns its own fleet of cars along with the chauffeurs. So there's even a choice of 4 different types of cabs that you can book. There's the black cab, which is a normal cab. There's the Presti cab, which is the prestigious cab, of course. Then there's the 4x4 cab for if you want to go off-road. And then there's the Maxi cab, which is when you travel in a group of people and you need a bigger car, that they can bring you a car for, let's say, 6 people or more, 6 to 8 people. Now, you cannot hail these cabs from the side of the road. No. The only way that you can do this is by booking them through the taxi app, Africab app, so that is, or through their website. Furthermore, the drivers are really taught how they should drive. So the highway code definitely is adhered to by these drivers. On top of that, they really are taught how they must really please the customer and service them properly. A traditional taxi fare will be cheaper than the Africab. I mean, within a traditional taxi, you'll pay roughly 2,000 CFA francs, which is about 3.2 US dollars, as compared to the 3,300 CFA francs you'll be paying with an Africab. But you get more perks. I mean, the driver drives better because he adheres to the highway code, so there's less stress. The car is in a way better condition. You have working air conditioning. There's a tablet system on the car, as well as a free Wi-Fi. So you'll be traveling in comfortable ease. Plus the fares are fixed, so there's no need to haggle over them. Perfect, right? That the company's strategy is successful should come as no surprise. The turnover in April 2016, was 20 million CFA francs, and this had already more than doubled by September 2016 to 60 million CFA francs. In fact, the company is doing so well that they're looking to expand into other countries, namely in Lomé, the capital of Togo, as well as Cotonou, which is the economic capital of Benin. Now, of course, there are hurdles that need to be overcome. For example, in Abidjan, like in many other African countries, a lot of alleys and backroads do not have any official names. In order to overcome this, people will use landmarks to show where they need to go or where they are. Now, Vangsy Goma claims that he's trying to build an entrepreneurial culture that is based on technology and respects the African identity. And Vangsy, from what I've heard and seen so far, I can say you're on the right track. It truly is the new way to get around town. Well guys, that was the must watch. If any of you are ever in Togo, Benin or Ivory Coast, please use Africab and let us know how it went. My name is Kees. Please subscribe to YouTube, Twitter and Facebook. See you next time.